Thank you for tuning in to the Helium Radio Network. You are listening to a rebroadcast of a previously recorded show.
Peaceful Warriors Wellness. Feel better, move better, be better. When you feel better, you feel more like you. And when you move better, there's so much you can do. Be who you were meant to be. Peaceful Warriors Wellness. Feel better, move better, be better. Peaceful Warriors.
Hi, this is Scott.
And this is Lena.
And this is another edition of the Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast, which you can listen to every Thursday at 1:30. Today, I think it's important for us to address this concern that everybody's having in regards to coronavirus. I think we should talk a little bit about some facts and what is happening. There's a lot of information being distributed everywhere. And I think it's important to talk about things that we're doing in this office to protect ourselves and to protect our clients from the spread of any disease, let alone coronavirus, and talk a little bit about some of that so that our clients and potential clients can be reassured in coming here and that their best interest is being taken care of.
I have always been a firm believer of cleaning this office. I come from a hospital environment. I have seen infection spread through a whole unit or a whole hospital even that came from one minor thing that someone didn't even realize that they were doing was wrong. And so I have seen these flesh-eating bacteria in the hospital. And so we have always used the Clorox wipes, the Lysols. We have used the real disinfectants, not vinegar in which I believe that if that's what you want to use in your home, that's fine. But this is not a home. This is a public area that I want to make sure that is clean and disinfected.
Right. And I think it's important for people to know that the Florida Department of Health is the governing body for all massage therapy inside the state of Florida. And there are certain requirements that are you have to meet to be an establishment in the state of Florida. And they're actually really pretty simple, but they're also very important. So one of those is that every single room that massage therapy is practiced in, if there's not an actual hand wash sink in the room, you are required to have hand sanitizer in that room so that when you come in and after having touched the door, you can sanitize your hands before working on a client. What's another one?
You have to have antibacterial soap in our bathrooms. That not just soap, but antibacterial soap for that everyone can wash their hands with it.
And that's not just something that's being done as a response to the virus, but something that has been done for decades in the state of Florida. The other thing that they require us to do, and that's because we have table warmers on each of the tables, because the tables themselves are easily wiped down with Clorox wipes. But because of the table warmers, we're required to have an additional layer of protection with waterproof surfaces, like a bed mattress cover.
Mattress cover.
It's very similar to that. This is shaped and sized for a massage table instead of a twin-size mattress, so it's a little bit smaller. But every table in our office has one of those. So when we change our sheets, it's something that we do every single time. We wipe down and sanitize the table and the face cradle, the surfaces that people are touching, and take care of that as well.
And I regularly go through here and wipe down the front desk, the keyboard, the pens, the tablet that we do our credit card processing with, the whole countertop, the windows and doors, the handles, the light switches. All of that is something that I regularly go through and wipe down. And at this time of year, it's kind of whenever I up the process anyway, just because there is a lot of colds and flus and allergies. I mean, allergies are not contagious, quote, but people are spreading snot, everywhere that makes me go, let me just clean this up a little bit.
Well, and even if not just that, we're tracking in those pollen agents on our clothes, on our shoes, and so that's important anyway, just because even though I really am not an allergy sufferer like you and Jemison are.
But you have had a bout with it this year.
But I'm just saying, I don't have it like you and Jemison do.
No.
But at the same time, if I go outside and walk, our dog and bring it in on my shirt, it's still something that can affect.
Or bring it in on the dog.
Yep, the dog he loves to roll around in that stuff sometimes on the ground. But we're just trying to reassure the public on what we're doing inside this office, because as people start to restrict some of their activities and what they're doing and not doing, I mean, we got people that are going, oh, now I'm not going to shake your hand, let alone try to give you a hug, or some of the normal ways of greeting people that we've always done. And so the next thing is, well, if I can't shake your hand, how am I going to massage you?
Well, this coronavirus is not spread very easily through airborne. So unless someone like coughs or sneezes directly on you, that's not the mode of transportation. It comes in off of your hands, and then you touch your face, you touch your food. Having your massage, and you're using all of the precautionary measures of washing your hands and making sure it's a clean environment, it's very hard to transmit the coronavirus.
Or any flu-like
Right.
viruses that are out there. It's not just this virus. It's there are more cases of people getting the flu, and there's more cases of people dying from the flu, just the normal flu. So, and again, this is stuff that we do every single day in our office. It's not a reaction to anything. It's a continuation of all the things that we already do. So it's business as normal, but a lot of people that are not aware of all the different things that we do, I think it's important that we're sharing this with them.
However, if someone is sick or has been around someone that is sick,
they probably shouldn't come in for a massage.
Shouldn't come in.
And what's nice about that is we're not going to put you at risk. So if I happen to develop a fever and that dry cough or any of the other symptoms that would come along with flu or any other illness, a common cold, we stay home. We call our clients and reschedule them. And if any of our clients are sick, we want them to extend the same courtesy to us.
We had one client call in yesterday and say, hey, my child is sick. She has a fever. I'm not sick, but I have been around her, so I'm going to cancel my appointment.
Right,
and
because
that
you could
was
carry it.
Appropriate, super duper appropriate.
Right. And so, and we do have a policy where we will have the option of charging someone for a last-minute cancellation. But if you're sick, that doesn't apply. We don't even think about that. We've had people go, oh, well, I'll still come in. No, you won't. We don't want you in here. I can't afford to get sick. None of my therapists in here can afford to get sick. And we certainly don't want to be a vessel of, transmitting it to someone else that could be
exactly
immunocompromised already and would have a much less healthy reaction to it than I would, for example. I don't want to be have that on my shoulders. So, but anyway, like I said, there's no panic here for us in our office. It's business as normal. We're going to continue to do all the things that we're supposed to do and have always done, and will continue to do to protect ourselves and to protect you.
This is a wellness center, and that means that our focus is keeping everyone well.
And not just through massage, but wellness in general.
Correct.
Yep. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about in the second half of this podcast, we're going to take a quick short break, but just to let you know what's coming up, I would like to talk with people about the potential impacts on small businesses as people are making decisions, and how important that is to still support your local businesses during this difficult time.
It's great
and some
topic.
Other tips, especially if you're going into retail stores and things of that nature. I know we have the Saturday morning markets sharing a lot of information as well and some tips. So I want to share some of that with you on the second half of this podcast. Thank you very much for listening to the Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast. We're going to take a short break, and Lena and I will be back in a few minutes.
Hey, Eric Remmel here, producer of the Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast, and I'm here today to tell you about the amazing folks at Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center. Not only am I a producer of the show, but I'm also a client. Their staff of therapists are truly the best at what they do. Now is your chance to check them out for yourself. Go to their website, peacefulwarriorswellness.com, and click Book Now, or give them a call at 727-822-8866. Use the promo code RADIO and get $15 off your first visit. Yes, you heard me right, $15 off your first visit. Now, this is just for a limited time, and make sure to tell them that you heard about it on heliumradio.com.
All right, this is Scott.
This is Lena.
And we're back in the second half of our Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast here at St. Petersburg, Florida at Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center. We're located at 19 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Street South.
And you can go to our website at peacefulwarriorswellness.com, or you can give us a call at 727-822-8866.
So before the break, I'd alluded to the second half here, and I'd like to talk a little bit about some ideas and tips to protect yourself and others while you're out and about shopping, or if you happen to be able to go to the farmer's market next week, if hopefully they're still having it, but that's still to be determined, of course. And a lot of good ideas have been expressed on their Facebook page on different things that people can do to help protect themselves and others during this time. So one of those things is you can actually buy some of those sanitized wipes in a portable container, little dispenser thing, and that's a good thing to carry around with you right now, and to be able to, if you're going to be touching products in a retail type store environment, pick it up using something else besides your hands, and don't go touching stuff just for the sake of touching stuff.
Yes, and that is one of the things that I absolutely love to do. I love to touch, especially cloth and fabrics. I love to feel the differences in them. But I also read where the coronavirus can live in linens for up to 3 days.
Well, it's a good thing that we get ours professionally laundered. And we change our linens between each and every client, then, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, it's going into clothing stores. And you're just touching stuff. It makes you really think about it now.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? So what are some other ideas and tips that we can try to share with? Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about was not just that, but the impact on local small businesses, I think, is really important. There are talks about government compensation. Who knows how long that process could possibly take. But the honest fact of the matter is most small businesses, us included, couldn't go through a 2-week period of having our business closed if people aren't coming to get massage or if they quarantine people. So I think it's really important to talk to people about continuing to shop at small businesses and help support the local community, because so much of that dollar stays in your local community, whether it be a service that they're providing or retail items that they're out there providing, because they don't have the resources that a lot of the large box stores have.
Absolutely.
To be able to afford a period of time where people aren't able to get things or aren't willing to go out, in public to get whatever services they're normally getting.
I saw that Trump had said that he was going to make some loans available to small business owners. And if that's anything like some of the other loans that are out there, that's months down the road. That's not something that's going to be available in 2 weeks. Right.
And at the same time, these local business owners are dependent upon their income from month to month, just like people that are working for a large company are waiting for that check each week or 2 weeks or however often they get paid. So, I know I'm going to make even more of an effort to do business with other local businesses as opposed to going into the box stores and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, it's kind of hard to I don't think anybody has some of the supplies everybody's trying to hoard right now.
So if any small business owner out there that's listening to this now has alcohol, hand sanitizer, any of that stuff, please let us know, because we would much rather buy from our needed supplies from a local person.
And we'll tell people about it.
Yes.
Because the big box stores are out. If you go trying to look for hand sanitizer right now, if you go to Sam's Club, Walmart, Target, Walgreens, CVS, dollar stores, even Grainger, and places like that have isopropyl alcohol, Home Depot, all these places are out.
Yes.
And if you go online, you can't even find it online. If you go to Amazon.com or eBay, you can't even buy it. They're all out of stock.
Out of stock.
Also, if you're local and you specialize in things like aloe vera gel, that's one of the 2 primary ingredients in hand sanitizer.
Yes.
That'd be good to get that information out there so that we can share it with people as well.
So I just want to make it a known that everyone's health and wellness is something that we make a priority. We also want everyone to be kind to each other because we are really stressed right now. This whole world, not just our city, our state, our country, the whole world is under a state of stress right now. And it's really easy to point fingers and say, this is your fault. You made this happen. And it's not any one person's fault. And, well, except for yours, it's always Scott's fault. It's always Scott's fault.
I was about to say, I'm confused by the conversation. I'm like going, wait a minute, I've never heard this before. But anyway,
But
she does have a very valid point. And the thing is if you're going through a store, I know a lot of these stores now have limits. You can't buy more than 2 cases of water. You probably can't buy more than so much toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Why are people buying toilet paper? I'm really confused. I mean, it's not a symptom that's the virus has. It doesn't cause diarrhea, and yet people are buying it like they'll never be able to wipe their butt
It's
again.
Armageddon, and toilet paper may be used as a commodity during the zombie apocalypse.
Well, that you do have a point. I mean, if we have enough, we can trade it for other things like
Yes.
food and water. So that might be a good idea. Maybe be able to trade 2 rolls of toilet paper for a gun to help protect ourselves with, or something.
Some hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
I'm going to trade you 2 rolls of toilet paper for an ounce of sanitizer.
So, we're having a little bit of fun. We're not trying to minimize the impact of any potential illness. I will say that my personal opinion is it's a little bit sensationalized. There's the word I'm looking for. And people are responding to it very quickly and fluidly, and there's a lot of panic out there. I just say, like you said, be nice and more importantly, stay calm.
Yes.
The world's not ending. The sky's not falling. What was that cartoon?
Chicken Little.
Chicken Little.
The
Always
sky
thought the
is
sky is
falling.
falling.
The sky is falling.
Yeah, so
The acorns are coming down on him.
we are going to come out the other side of this and be fine. You don't have to hoard everything. You don't have to panic. You don't have to beat up somebody to take the last thing of toilet paper or hand sanitizer. Just and if you have 2 and somebody needs 1, really think about whether you need 2.
Be kind. Because kindness always comes back around.
It does.
I can't tell you the number of times that I have had clients come in this door and say, I met you at whatever event or place that we were at, and they've said, and you were so kind to me. You spoke to me. You done this. And so I know that kindness comes back around.
Yep. All right. So I think we've covered everything that we want to cover for today. Was there anything else you wanted to say or add? It's a little bit of a shorter version of our podcast, but that's okay.
That's okay with me. I have been doing the reflexology.
We're going to talk about that on our next podcast.
Yeah, but I wanted to say that the reflexology is amazing for the calming of the whole body nerves. It calms the mind. It calms the body. And it really helped me this weekend whenever it was stressful and I was in a room, a conference room, huge, big conference room with 50 other people. And, I was a little paranoid about it. But the reflexology helped me go, okay, I need to use common sense, not fear. And that's I can't wait to the next time that we're talking about it, because I want to tell you everything that I learned and everything that I know and have actually put into practice this week that have my case study that I'm working on, and
Well, I look forward to talking with you about it as well. I know it's been a very exciting last weekend, and would love to share all that information and experience with our listeners. So they'll have to tune in next week for that one.
next week, yay.
All right. So thank you again for joining us. This is Scott.
And this is Lena.
And this is the Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Helium Radio. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own and should not be construed in any way as advice from Helium Radio. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our website. Personal perspectives expressed by the producers, writers, and editors will always be presented as such. Any rebroadcast or retransmission without the express written consent of Helium Radio is strictly prohibited. Thanks for listening.